Hi guys, hi, hope you're all keeping well. Back for another video. So this is a catch-up video for some stuff that I've picked up over the last few weeks that I sort of alluded to in previous videos, not got around to showing, and also some VCLT, which I was uh, lucky enough to pick up today. I kind of was expecting it, but I wasn't exactly expecting it today, but very gratefully received from wonderful Mr. James Griffiths, God bless him. Yes, so I don't know what I've done to deserve all this VCLT that I've been receiving over the last few months, but a lot of you have been very, very generous, which is always really appreciated. So James sent me a few things. This first item I kind of knew I was getting. A few of you might remember that I picked up a copy of this Squeeze Argy Bargy at a record fair, the Motorcycle Museum a few weeks ago. And I just commented that to James in a message that I always thought that this came with a lyric sheet or a printed inner, and James messaged me back and said yes, it does. There's two different ones. The American one has lyrics on for the American pressing, and the British one doesn't, but it's still like a printed inner. So apparently he had a spare one, and he was happy to send that over. So yeah, I now have an inner sleeve, original inner sleeve to go with my Argy Bargy album. So that's fantastic. So that can be united. If it wants to go in, it doesn't want to go in at the moment. Okay, so we'll just leave that there for now. Okay, so moving on. He also asked me sort of what Talking Heads albums I didn't have. And I used to have a few, particularly the mid-80s ones. They got kind of cold quite a few years ago. So I still have some of their earlier ones. But yeah, I certainly didn't have this one. I never owned this one. So this is I believe this is their final album from 1988, or the final studio album. This is Naked. That comes with a lyric inner there. Custom label, which is quite nice, on EMI, I think. Yeah, and I kind of remember from the time that a friend of mine that I used to jam with was a huge Talking Heads fan, and he was a really good rhythm guitarist and taught me a lot in terms of technique. And he just loved Talking Heads, particularly the earlier albums. But he always bought them whenever they came out. Little Creatures, True Stories, and so on. And then this one. So whereas the former two, I think, were very much sort of pop rock albums with a lot of kind of obvious singles, I think this was a harken back to the sort of more alternative sounds, particularly I think as David Byrne was getting back into that kind of the Latin kind of jazzy feels that he loves so much. And I think at this period is when he curated two really good albums, one on that was specifically for Tropicalia, another one for sort of Latin jazz, I think, which I wasn't quite so keen on. But the Tropicalia album's amazing. It's got Caetano Veloso, Gil Gilberto, George Ben, Tom Zay, all the kind of usual suspects from the late 60s. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know whether this album necessarily sounds like that, but there's certainly, he's drawing parallels and influences from that. There's a lot of jazz musicians, I think, that play on this as well. I think there's Wally Badrou, I think played with Level 42, I think. And yeah, there's sort of guest vocalists as well. I think Johnny Marr's playing on this, because this was obviously after the Smiths had broken up. And I think Kirsty MacColl's guesting on it as well. So yeah, really interesting album. And a lot of interesting people guesting on it. So yeah, but really pleased to get a copy of that. And I think there's a price tag in the corner there, £3.45 from, I think he told me it's from Cobb Records in Portmaddock, which I think is James's all-time favourite music shop. So yeah, really nice to get that. And that's not all. So he also sent me this. This was also in there. So this is a copy of Acoustic Music, which apparently was a fairly short-lived magazine highlighting contemporary and sort of folk acoustic acts. So this one is from July 1980. As you can see from the front cover, it's my mate Roy, and it's basically, I think at least half of this is full of Roy Harper interviews and features, and by all accounts it's made up from interviews from the previous 13 years, so from kind of 1967. So yeah, really looking forward to delving into that. I have seen people on the Roy Harper appreciation Facebook page show this, I think once or twice, but yeah, never in a million years thought I'd own a copy. So fantastic. Yeah, James actually got this from his Oxfam shop. I think it was a couple of original Roy Harper studio albums that he picked up, and this was lurking inside one of them. So, but he very generously donated it to me. So thank you, James. Really appreciate that. Okay, so onto the onto the vinyl that I've picked up the last few weeks. So this is certainly sticking with the Brazilian theme. So this is a modern Brazilian artist called Ana Franjo Elétrico, and this is her debut album, Momacho Queima. I've probably completely murdered the Portuguese as usual on that, but anyway, yeah. So she's a contemporary Brazilian artist from Rio, who is multi-instrumentalist, musician, singer, and she clearly, from the sounds on this album, she's really influenced by sort of the Tropicalists and a lot of the sort of bossa nova from the 60s, with sort of modern indie and sort of slight electronic treatments. Really good, really interesting. I didn't know who she was. I was trawling through YouTube, just listening to Brazilian artists as I periodically do, because I really like a lot of Brazilian music, and saw that she came up, and yeah, just dove into it and listened to it and really liked it. So this is the debut, but she has done 3 albums. So this one's from 2018. I think the last one she did was in 2013. That's the inner sleeve. And yeah, I think she's certainly quite renowned. I don't think she's particularly well known here, but she, by all accounts, she's well renowned in certainly in her home country, Brazil. I think in 2020 she was shortlisted for um, best Latin Portuguese artist. So she's obviously doing something right. Yeah, and I will be obviously endeavouring to discover her other two albums as well, because she's really interesting. So yeah, so that's Ana Frango Electrico and Momacho Quema from 2018. Okay, another Brazilian record. This is a reissue, a much older artist and album. So this is one of my favourite Tropicalia artists. This is Jorge Ben, and this is A Tábua de Esmeralda from 1974 reissue. These records are just impossible to find originals of. Most of them are on the Philips label, I think, but you just never see them, or I certainly never see them anyway. So, and probably if you did, they wouldn't be in very good condition and extremely expensive. So, I mean, this was literally less than £20 from Amazon. So, I don't know, that's not the original label, obviously. So, I think this is released on Survival Research. I think it is Survival Research. Yeah. So, yeah, I just took a punt on this because I just really wanted to explore some more Jorge Ben. I have a few of his albums, and yeah, just playing a bit of this on YouTube. The second track I think is Zombie, and on side two is just so infectious. I mean, this is the fantastic thing about Jorge Ben, his use of rhythm, just hooks. He gets so many hooks into his songs. It's just fantastic, you know. I mean, his stuff's just been ripped off by all and sundry. Rod Stewart, probably most infamously. But yeah, I mean, there's just not a bad moment on this. It's just the wonderful female backing vocals, the musicianship, the space in the music. Even though there's so much going on, they're so well recorded. These records, it's just amazing, and it's just joyful, uplifting, and just perfect for the summer, to be honest with you. So yeah, I've been listening to this a lot over the last few weeks. So yeah, if you want to get a bit of Tropicalia in your life, and you want to dip your toe in, this is, I would say, is a very, very good place to start. So that's Jorge Ben, A Tábua de Esmeralda from 1974. Okay, a bit of nostalgia here, completely different. A lot of you know that I really like children's albums, just because a lot of them, it reminds me of from when I was younger, just very, very nostalgic, like with anything that, you know, people tend to collect and sort of bring back pleasant memories from when you're a kid. I've been looking for a copy of this record for years. Whenever I go to record fairs, I always scour the children's records section, and I never find one. So I ended up buying this from a market seller online. So this is Welcome to Camberwick Green, from the BBC Television Watch with Mother series. So yeah, anybody of a certain age from the UK will know this really, really well. This was part of a trilogy of children's animated programs that were started in 1966 by Gordon Murray, who designed the puppets and the format and the stories. And it was all centered around a fictitious sort of village green, called Camberwick Green. And Brian Cant, who used to do a lot of children's narration in the 60s and 70s, narrated the story. There was a music box, and sort of every episode, a different character from the village would sort of come out of the box and go on an adventure. But behind it all was just this wonderful music by Freddie Phillips, who's a classical arranger and composer, and just an excellent acoustic guitarist, and just these wonderful, beguiling melodies that he'd just get, and the incidental music, and these little songs for each of the characters, just so unbelievably charming, and just evocative of a time that just doesn't exist anymore, you know. But yeah, I mean, I often just love going back to this, and you know, just brings back all those wonderful memories of watching this when I was a child. So yeah, that's Welcome to Camberwick Green on, I think it's Music for Pleasure. I was going to say it's on BBC Records, but it was on that MFP label. So yeah, there are two as well, because it was called the Trumptonshire trilogy. So after this, there was Trumpton, and then the third one and final one was Chigley. So, but they all had their own spin-off albums, and yeah, so I'll definitely be after the other two at some stage. So okay, CD now. So I've seen this shown a few times on the VC over the last few months, and yeah, it's one that I actually never got around to listening to, but actually played it the other day and really enjoyed it. So this is the wonderful Cindy Lee, and this is Diamond Jubilee. So this is, for anybody that doesn't know this, so this is Cindy Lee, Canadian artist, who used to be in a rock band called Women years ago. They split up, and I think he started recording this. He actually goes by the name of Cindy Lee's actually his drag alter ego. He actually goes by the name of, I think it's Patrick Fregel or Figgle. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, but yeah, just a really unique kind of artist. He's really into a sort of doo-wop. He goes through doo-wop, rock, bit of glam rock, indie, jazz. There's sort of, it's quite cinematic and sounds quite sort of film music-ish. So yeah, and it's actually, he uploaded this from his record label as a digital only, and people could pay, contribute for whatever they wanted for the download. But he actually put it out early parts of last year, I think, just on YouTube without any ads and no interruption at all. And it's like just phenomenal. I think it's 32 tracks over and it's over 2 hours in length. It's just a phenomenal amount of music and songs. And for the most part, the quality's there. I'd say arguably for me, the songs on the first CD are better than the second side, but I think that's probably because the tunes are kind of more immediate when you first listen to them. So it kind of the tension kind of builds as it goes along. but he kind of sings in this falsetto voice when he performs in drag. For all intents and purposes, you just think he was a woman. It's kind of amazing, amazing, really. But very, very different. I think Pitchfork was saying that it was like the second or third rating. It was the second or third best album of the 2000s and 2010s. You know, the 21st century, basically. So, you know, really, really high praise for it. I did bulk at the £55 price tag for the triple box set for the vinyl. So I paid less than half of that for a double CD. So yeah, happy to pick that up. So that's Diamond Jubilee by Cindy Lee. Okay, and then finally, a couple of weeks ago, I got a message from an old friend of mine who's a record collector. We do keep in touch through Messenger, occasionally pass comments with each other when we show records on Facebook. I hadn't heard from him for a while. And then he dropped me a message to say, with a link from Amazon, to say that a particular artist was doing an incredible, there was an incredible deal on this box set. So yeah, absolutely just unbelievable. I couldn't actually believe it, to be honest with you. So I think he didn't believe that I believed him when he told me how cheap it was. So he actually sent me a picture of the hype sticker to prove that what he was saying was true. So what was it? Okay, well, it was 2 box sets. The first one is this. So this is wonderful Cat Stevens and Mona Bone Jacon, or Jacon, from 1970. And also T for the Tillerman, which is his follow-up from the same year, 1970. And God, they're really heavy. And yeah, I mean, I kind of made a bit of a kind of thing, a moratorium, that I wasn't going to be buying box sets anymore. But these were just so reasonable. I couldn't really resist. So both of these, I think, were £150 or thereabouts when they first came out about 4 years ago as part of a Cat Stevens 50th anniversary. And I think my mate paid 40 for this, but this has actually come down to under £22. I think it was £21 something. It's just ridiculously cheap. And this one wasn't far behind it, I think at about 37. So I just had to pick these up. And yeah, lo and behold, because I actually mentioned it on Steve Whitty was doing a video, and he showed Mona Bone Jacon, and I just commented that oh, you know, Amazon are doing this for 22 quid if you're interested. And then I think Richard McCook saw that comment, and he's a big Cat Stevens fan, and I know particularly Mona Bone Jacon is, like me, it's up there with probably his favorite, one of his favorites. I think it's his second favorite. And yeah, he bought it immediately, and that same weekend actually showed that the box set. So I'm not actually going to get this out because if you want to see an unboxing, I think there's plenty on YouTube, to be honest with you, which shows you all the contents. Go over and see Richard's unboxing, because he does a really good comprehensive unboxing of this record, of this box set. So yeah, I mean, essentially it's four CDs. There's a remix and remaster of the original album. There's also a vinyl version of the remaster as well, where they kind of reverse the colours on the cover of the album. There's something like I think it's a 90-page hardback book. There's lyrics, printed lyrics, all sorts of memorabilia. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, as Amazon always sometimes do with these things, they put the price back up. So yeah, I think it's back up to, I think it was last time I saw, it was over 50 quid, which is still only just over a third of what it was when it first came out. So I think it still represents pretty good value for money. To be honest, I think they've got a few left if you're interested. So, but I will show this one because I don't think anybody's shown this, or certainly not recently anyway. So yeah, as I say, these are really hefty box sets with really solid box, just fantastic quality. It's a reproduction, obviously, of Cat's original artwork there on the front. So you open it up, and under the shrink wrap on the back, that actually shows you what's in this box. So I don't know whether I can get that in. If you wanted to pause that and have a look. So yeah, so you've got Super Deluxe Edition, 5 CD plus a Blu-ray plus LP plus a 12-inch EP. So you got CD1 Tea for the Tillerman 2020 remaster, CD2 Tea for the Tillerman 2020 mix. So newly mixed from the original Island multi-track master tapes. CD3 Tea for the Tillerman 2, which is a recording Yusuf recorded in 2020, which isn't that, sorry, that's the final album. In a gatefold, because I don't think the original came on a gatefold, so that's nice to have. So yeah, the CDs are kind of housed in this folder, which is quite nice. So yeah, CD got 1, 2, 3 CDs, 4, 5 CDs, and separately packaged Blu-ray. I think they do that because these are a little bit more prone to scratching, I think. I don't actually have a Blu-ray player, so that's something I'm going to remedy once the summer's over. So yeah, you got this Live at the Troubadour, Los Angeles, December 1970, which is also reproduced on the CD as well. The only thing I would say about this is that it's been recorded by just by an audience member, so it's not been recorded and taken from the desk. So it's the quality isn't fantastic, to be honest, but you can certainly hear the spirit of the performances. And then you just get this fantastic book with a kind of blue hardback book, an image there which is kind of recessed and silk screen, which is nice. So you've got that pictures in the gatefold on the album there. Some really nice portraits of cat. This is just beautifully done. Both of the books in both of these editions. And a lot of, not just pictures, a lot of text as well, and recollections. So yeah, there's a sort of lineage with some of the contemporary albums that were out that same year as well, sort of making comparisons. So yeah, just fabulous set. And then there are some goodies that kind of come in this little folder, which are all right. Then nothing really remarkable, but so you get a print there, Miles from Nowhere, Guess I'll Take My Time. And that's the hype sticker that came on the front. Little sticker there of Tillerman. Bookmark. Pick up a good book now. Pretty good advice, isn't it? Not now, obviously, in this instant. But, okay, and a little Cat Stevens at the Troubadour. And then a couple of lyrics, both of which are the same. So we got "Don't Be Shy" and "Don't Be Shy." I can't remember what the lyrics were supposed to be. Supposed to be another song, but yeah, maybe if I find somebody who's got a box with two the same of the other lyric, we can swap. So that'll be fun to do. Okay guys, so that's it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope everyone's keeping well. It's just absolutely starting to bucket down here. There's some really stormy weather we've been having, isn't it, in some areas of the country. Fortunately, we haven't been blown away by any tornadoes or anything, which some people have had somewhere. That must be unbelievable to experience that. But anyway guys, so keep well, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, all the best, bye bye.